Imagine discovering that around 85% of all the matter in the universe is completely invisible, then spending nearly 100 years trying to find it, only for every expensive experiment to come back with the scientific equivalent of, nope. At this point, dark matter is less of a physics problem and more of a cosmic prank. The universe looked humanity directly in the face and said, here's almost all the matter that exists. Can we see it? No. Can we touch it? Also no. Can we detect it directly? Absolutely not. Fantastic. See you in another century. This is the greatest detective story in modern science. And somehow, the mystery keeps getting worse. Not better, worse. Every year, our telescopes become more powerful, our computers become faster, our detectors become more sensitive, and the universe responds by laughing even harder. Honestly, space has the confidence of someone hiding your car keys while helping you look for them. Let's start with the problem that broke astronomy. Back in the 1930s, astronomers believed they had a pretty decent understanding of gravity. You know, the force that keeps planets orbiting stars, keeps moons orbiting planets, keeps you from floating into your neighbor's swimming pool every morning. Gravity seemed simple. Then along came a Swiss astronomer named Fritz Zwicky. Zwicky looked at massive clusters of galaxies and calculated how much visible matter they contain: stars, gas, dust, the usual cosmic furniture. Then he calculated how fast those galaxies were moving. Immediately, nothing made sense. The galaxies were moving far too quickly. According to Newton's laws, those galaxy clusters should have flown apart like shopping trolleys on an icy supermarket car park. But they didn't. Something invisible appeared to be holding everything together. Zwicky called it dunkel materie, dark matter. Scientists looked at him, politely ignored him, then carried on with their lives. Classic humanity. Somebody points out one of the biggest mysteries in existence. Everyone collectively says, interesting. Anyway, who's bringing sandwiches? Then came the 1970s. And everything became dramatically worse. Astronomer Vera Rubin began measuring how stars orbit inside spiral galaxies. This should have been straightforward. Think of the solar system. Mercury races around the sun. Neptune crawls along much more slowly. The farther away you are, the weaker gravity becomes. Simple. Except galaxies completely refused to cooperate. Stars near the outer edges weren't slowing down. They were moving almost as fast as stars near the center. Imagine watching cars drive around a racetrack. You expect the outer lane to move slower. Instead, every car is somehow traveling at nearly the same speed. Physics looked at the situation, opened Excel, closed Excel, and quietly went home. Something enormous surrounded every galaxy. Something invisible. Something with gravity. Something that outweighed all the visible stars combined. At first, scientists thought they'd simply missed lots of faint stars. Nope. Brown dwarfs? Not enough. Black holes? Not enough. Cold gas? Wrong distribution. Dead stars? Still nowhere near enough. It was like emptying every pocket in your house looking for your wallet, only to realize your entire house is somehow missing. Today, the best measurements suggest ordinary matter, the stuff making up stars, planets, cats, pizza, and your questionable internet search history, accounts for only about 5% of the universe. 5%. Dark matter makes up roughly 27%. The remaining 68% appears to be something even stranger: dark energy. Congratulations. 95% of the universe is made of things we don't fully understand. Humanity really walked into the biggest exam in history, having revised only one chapter. Now here's where things become genuinely ridiculous. Dark matter doesn't seem to emit light, reflect light, absorb light, or interact with electromagnetic radiation the way normal matter does. It's invisible, completely. The only reason we think it exists is gravity. Gravity keeps betraying its location. It's like trying to catch an invisible thief who never leaves fingerprints, but somehow keeps sitting on your sofa. You can't see them, you can't hear them, but the cushions definitely keep sinking. One of the coolest pieces of evidence comes from gravitational lensing. Einstein predicted that gravity bends space itself. Light follows those curves. So when enormous amounts of mass sit between us and distant galaxies, the light bends, sometimes dramatically. Astronomers can literally map invisible matter by measuring distorted light. Think about how absurd that sentence is. Scientists are drawing maps of something nobody has ever actually seen. That's either incredible science or the world's most expensive game of invisible treasure hunt. Then came the bullet cluster. If dark matter wanted to remain anonymous, this was a terrible day. Two galaxy clusters collided. The ordinary gas slammed together and slowed down, but most of the invisible mass appeared to pass straight through. The gravitational lensing didn't line up with the hot gas anymore. It lined up with something else, something invisible. Many physicists consider this one of the strongest pieces of evidence that dark matter is a real form of matter, rather than simply modified gravity. Notice I said many, not all, because science never misses an opportunity to start another argument. Then came the detectors. If dark matter particles are flying through Earth, surely, eventually, one should bump into something. something? Easy. Build enormous detectors. Hide them deep underground. Shield them from cosmic rays. Wait patiently. Simple. Except nothing. Experiments like Xenon, Lux, Panda X, and others have become astonishingly sensitive. They've ruled out huge ranges of possible dark matter particles. And every time scientists improve the detector, dark matter apparently responds by becoming even more antisocial. It's like trying to catch the world's shyest celebrity. Every time you arrive, they've already left. For years, one favorite candidate was the WIMP, weakly interacting massive particle. Physicists absolutely loved WIMPs. Elegant, neat, predicted by several theoretical ideas. There was only one tiny problem. Nobody found one. Not one. Decades passed. Experiments improved. Still nothing. Some physicists have quietly begun moving away from WIMPs toward entirely different possibilities. Axions, sterile neutrinos, primordial black holes, entirely new particles, or perhaps something nobody has even imagined yet. The universe really enjoys deleting multiple-choice answers. And then, James Webb arrived. Cue dramatic music. When the James Webb Space Telescope began observing the early universe, astronomers expected surprises. They got them. Some early galaxies appeared surprisingly massive and surprisingly mature. Scientists are actively debating exactly what Webb's observations imply, and many interpretations remain under investigation. They do not prove dark matter is wrong, but they have intensified discussions about how galaxies formed so quickly, which means, instead of solving one mystery, Webb may have accidentally handed astronomers 3 more. Outstanding. Exactly what everyone needed. More homework. Meanwhile, some researchers continue exploring modified Newtonian dynamics, usually called MON. Instead of adding invisible matter, MON suggests gravity itself might behave differently under extremely weak accelerations. Does MON explain everything? No. Can it explain some galaxy rotation curves surprisingly well? Yes. Can it explain galaxy clusters, gravitational lensing, and cosmology as successfully as the standard dark matter model? That's where intense debate continues. Notice something important. Scientists aren't fighting because they enjoy arguing. Well, some definitely enjoy arguing, but mostly they're following evidence. Dark matter explains many observations extremely well. Modified gravity explains some observations in different ways. Neither explanation has answered every question, which is exactly why research continues. Science isn't about defending your favorite theory. It's about surviving contact with reality. Reality has an excellent win rate. Then, there's another wonderfully inconvenient problem. Computer simulations using dark matter predict lots of tiny satellite galaxies around larger galaxies. Some observations match, others don't quite fit expectations. This is known as part of the small-scale challenges to the standard model. Does it destroy dark matter? No. Could improved simulations, including ordinary gas physics, resolve much of the discrepancy? Possibly. Again, the mystery refuses to sit still. Every answer grows another question. Dark matter is basically scientific hydra. Cut off one mystery, 3 more appear. And yet, despite all these frustrations, dark matter still explains something incredibly important. Without it, the large-scale structure of the universe becomes much harder to reproduce. Galaxies, galaxy clusters, the cosmic web stretching across billions of light-years. Dark matter acts like invisible scaffolding. Normal matter falls into its gravitational wells. Stars form, galaxies grow, life eventually appears. If dark matter is real, you may literally owe your existence to something nobody has ever seen. That's one heck of a thank you card. The universe isn't hiding dark matter because it's cruel. It's hiding dark matter because discovering it might completely change our understanding of reality. If you enjoyed this journey into one of the greatest mysteries in modern physics, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure into the strangest corners of the universe. Leave a comment below. Do you think dark matter is an undiscovered particle, or do we need to rethink gravity itself? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.